We have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Out of Texas, a Republican Trump-appointed federal judge has just threw out a lawsuit attempting to challenge the California Democratic state's lawful redistricting efforts. Let's get into this new legal breaking reporting video analysis update by Democracy Docket. Shout out to Mark Elias, Democracy Docket, Democracy Forward, and Glenn Kirshner, as well as Brian Tyler Cohen. Let's get into this reporting, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the article is titled Federal Court Tosses Another GOP Lawsuit Against California's Redistricting Plan. Ladies and gentlemen, and the article reads, a federal judge in Texas dismissed a GOP lawsuit against California's new congressional redistricting plan, ruling that the plaintiff, Representative Ronnie Jackson, Republican, Texas, had no right to sue over another state's election laws. The decision is a victory for California Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat, who defended the state's Election Rigging Response Act and upcoming Proposition 50. A measure allowing voters to temporarily adopt a new congressional map for the 2026 election. Jackson claimed that California's plan was designed to engineer a Democratic majority in Congress, but U.S. District Judge Matthew Kacsmaryk, Kacsmaryk, ladies and gentlemen, in case the last name shows up in the transcripts of this video as misspelt. A Trump appointee said the court lacked power even to hear the case. The court begins and ends with standing, the judge wrote, because plaintiff does not have standing. The court lacks jurisdiction to reach the merits of this dispute. Kacsmaryk, again, that is spelt Kacsmaryk, found that Jackson failed to show a personal injury, a constitutional requirement for bringing a federal lawsuit. His argument that California's redistricting plan could weaken Republican control of the U.S. House, the judge wrote, was not enough. Plaintiff has failed to show that he will suffer a legally cognizable injury. In fact, Kacsmaryk, Kacsmaryk, wrote, plaintiff's claim of standing is based on a loss of political power, not loss of any private right, which would make the injury more concrete. The court emphasized that any alleged harm of Jackson, such as losing committee leadership positions or political influence, was speculatively and shared by other members of his party. Even if plaintiffs asserted injury, the dilution of his influence as a Texas congressman were judicially cognizable. It is too attenuated from California's passage of the EERA, which is the Election Rigging Response Act, ladies and gentlemen, to establish causation, the judge added. This is far too speculative to show causation. Jackson's claim hinged on a long series of hypotheticals. That California voters would pass Proposition 50, that it would add enough Democratic seats to flip control of Congress, and that Jackson would lose influence as a result. The judge rejected that argument outright. It follows that enjoining California's upcoming special election would not redress any injury plaintiff may suffer. Kacsmaryk, Kacsmaryk, wrote, far from being an ingenious academic exercise in the conceivable, the standing injury requires the plaintiff to make a factual showing of perceptible harm. This is at least the second GOP lawsuit against California's Proposition 50 to be dismissed. California's Proposition 50 is set to appear on the state's November ballot. If approved, it will implement a new congressional map through the 2030 election cycle, countering the GOP gerrymanders that have proliferated in Republican-led states, especially Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Please follow along for more, and subscribe for all the more legal breaking news that you guys need to know about. More to come soon. Please help me keep the YouTube algorithm up. And please hit the bell icon. It does not cost anything. There's no payroll, no nothing. There's paywall. There's no nothing. It's completely free of charge. Free of charge, of course. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I will look forward to talking to you guys in my next legal breaking reporting video analysis update.